My apologies for the delay. It is finally MLS Cup final day. We have the LA Galaxy versus the New York Red Bulls to see who is the champion of Major League Soccer for the 2024 season. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to MLS Moves. Please make sure you like this video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, today is our goal, our final day to hit our goal of 5,000 subscribers. We are 73 subscribers away. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We have a lot of watchers who haven't subscribed yet. And make sure you share with a friend. Let's grow the audience as much as we can. This is an MLS Cup watch-along party, essentially. We're all going to see who is going to be the next champion of Major League Soccer for the 2024 season. We see Don Garber, and I can't really tell who's with him right now. It might be a former player, shaking the hands of the refs and both teams. It's going to be a good game. Two biggest markets in MLS to see who's going to be the champion for the first time in, well, not the first time, but maybe the Red Bulls would be the champion for the first time of their career. And then the Galaxy be the champion for the first time since 2014. It's going to be an interesting game and see what happens. I want to know what your guys' score prediction is going to be for this match. Who do you think is going to win between the LA Galaxy and New York Red Bulls? We'll look at the lineups here. So we have pretty much the expected starting 11. Now, obviously, Ricky Puig is out. Oh, so Marco Reus is not starting. Now, is he on the bench? Let's look and see if they have that yet. Okay, they don't. Okay, here we go. Bench. Okay, so Marco Reus is on the bench. I expect him to make an appearance probably in the second half for the LA Galaxy. Also, guys, make sure while you're watching this with me and we're watching together that you know that the MLS Cup final is free on Apple TV. And it is it's on Fox and it's on Fox Deportes. There are a plethora of ways to watch this match. So hopefully you're able to watch it while you're watching it with me. And we'll see who the champion is of the game. We got a lot of comments here. Aguilar says hello. Roller says OMG Will. Hi says hi. Mr. says hi Will. Mr. says I'm predicting the Red Bulls smash and grab tonight 2-1. New York Red Bulls. Hi says LA Galaxy. Roller says it actually is a watch-along party. MLS Cup is free on Apple TV. Got the game open on the TV, stream on the phone. Appreciate you, Roller, for always tuning into the live watch-alongs. It's going to be an interesting match. I can't wait to see who wins this game. I mean, it's finally here. It's crazy that this is going to be the final watch-along we do together this season. It's kind of sad when you think about it. This is the first full year that we've done this on the channel. It's hard to believe that our first year on the channel is coming to an end, and that this is going to be the final stream, and we will see who the champion is of MLS. It's kind of sad, but it's a happy moment. We'll move on to the next year after this game. I'm just excited to see who's going to win tonight. I think it's, obviously it hurts that the Galaxy will be without their star player, Ricky Puig, and that Marco Reus will not be playing tonight. That is definitely sad on their part. Marco Reus obviously picked up a knock in the previous game, and he came out after halftime, which I think actually helped them in that game because Marky Delgado playing next to Cerrillo kind of opened things up for Ricky Puig. It will be interesting to see what happens. We will have some guests on today. Mo Football will come on. He's done every LA Galaxy stream with me this season. He will hop on probably after the half to let us know what his thoughts are and probably finish the rest of the game with us. So guys, like I said, before the game starts, make sure you like the stream down below and subscribe to the channel and share with a friend. Let's get this audience as big as we can. We're going to enjoy this tonight. It's going to be our finale of the season for live streams. Let's make it the best one yet. Roller says they will win it for Ricky. I think there's a good chance. One thing I'm curious to see, I did an interview recently with AJ De La Garza, and he was telling me that there's going to be several former LA Galaxy players tonight at the match. All right, my light on. Hopefully you see me a little better. There's going to be a lot of former LA Galaxy legends and players that make up at the game tonight. Garza, Robert Keane, and Donovan, Kobe Jones. I mean, several players. I even heard David Beckham might make an appearance. I didn't see if he was there, but I heard he might make an appearance as well. This is a star-studded lineup, a star-studded event. You can see the atmosphere, the crowd. It's really crazy what's going on right now. What mic changed? Does it sound bad? Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Maybe it's because I turned my head away from the microphone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. My internet's good, so I don't know what the issue is with that. But anyway, yeah, so this is a big event. This is how it should be. The MLS Cup should be the Super Bowl of obviously soccer in America. It should be treated as such. There should be several celebrities, big time host, or big time event, really, really promoting the hell out of this event. It does suck a little bit that this game is on at the same time as the SEC Championship, but I am glad that you guys are here with me to watch it, even though the SEC Championship game is on. Hopefully, when the calendar changes happen in the next couple years, there really won't be anything relevant competing with the MLS Cup final, and we'll all be able to enjoy it and not have to battle or compete with other events to decide what we want to watch. Let's see. Roller says, actually free. Okay, I think I read that one already. Cute Kenny says, I hear Ricky might not play next year. I bet your friend Nick, he is happy. I don't think Nick is happy for anybody to get injured, but that is true. Okay, so it's a two-parter, right? Obviously, anytime you tear your ACL and you have an injury like that, it sucks for the team that the player got injured on. But what sucks even more is the timing. Having an injury like that at this part of the season means he's going to miss probably the entire part of next season. I think the earliest we could see Ricky Puig come back to the Galaxy next year would probably be sometime around July or August. That'd be about it'd probably be about a 7 or 8 month window. But do you really want to rush bringing him back? ACLs are tricky. Sometimes it can take a full year to recover after the tear. Playing a year, getting your legs back, getting back in rhythm. It can take a while to get back into a true soccer form or shape. So I don't know what his timeline is going to be, but it is very sad that Ricky got injured and won't be able to probably play most of next season. It is very sad, to be honest with you. Let's see. Hi says Galaxy will be the champions. Aguilar says Galaxy winning today. Roller says it sucks unless you're an Ian Frey. Bro's a demon. 4 in a row. He still comes back. It is crazy that he's got that many. Ricky Puig in the stands right now. Can't see what he's doing. Guess he spilt something. He's using some water. And a nice suit and tie. Supporting his club. Being at the game, the biggest game in the last 10 years. Guys, this is hype. I am so hyped right now. This is a huge game. Either way, it's going to be history. Either the Galaxy return as champions for the first time in a decade. By the way, it looks like there's several Red Bull fans at the game tonight. I see a lot of red up in the second level and actually in the mid-level too. Looks like there's a lot of Red Bull fans. This is going to be history. Either the Galaxy will return to the glory, winning their 6th MLS Cup. They were already the first to 5. They'd be the first to 6. And then they would also be, or the Red Bulls will be win their first MLS Cup in the club's history. Tom Wicken says, how would you have felt if Puig got MVP? I would have been okay with it, but it would have been tough because his team didn't win the Supporters' Shield. They didn't finish first place in the Western Conference, and he didn't have the best statistical season. So it would have been tough, but I would have been okay with it. I mean, I think he's important to the team, very important to what the Galaxy do, and is the key cog to their attack, for sure. Alex says, I'm going to need Sandro Schwartz to channel his inner Mourinho. I think that the only way that the Red Bulls have a chance in this game is they got to do the Sounders playbook. They got to make this game, muck it up, make it real ugly, make it an alley brawl, and can't let the Galaxy run rampant on goals. They can't score. If they score 3 goals, it's over. The Red Bulls just aren't a team that can score that many goals. So they're gonna have to make this game really ugly if they want a chance to win. Cute Kenny says, what do you think is the hardest to win, US Cup, Open Cup, or MLS Cup? Oh, MLS Cup is for sure. And I say that because I think people take it more seriously. A lot of teams in the past and even more recently don't take the US Open Cup as serious. And plus every team, well, maybe not every team now because how many there are, but every team in MLS Cup down the stretch is a good team. Like, these are the two best teams throughout the playoffs. They're the most deserving to make it to the final because of how well they played. Neither one of these teams have had a draw or a loss in the playoffs. Now, and you're going to say, well, of course they haven't had a loss or a draw. It's single elimination. But if you remember the first round, you could draw and you could lose and still win the series. So they're the only teams to not lose a match the entire playoffs. So these are the two best teams in MLS. They're the two hottest teams in MLS. And it's sad that the Galaxy won't have a full strength team today because of the injuries, but they still should have the advantage. I still think that they will probably end up winning this game. And I think that it's going to be an instant classic. I've been saying that all week. I think that this game is going to be an instant classic for an MLS Cup final just because of the significance. Guys, we have two original clubs playing in this MLS Cup. One of the two original teams that founded this league. That's a big deal. I think that's a big deal. And it's the first time that either of them have ever played each other in an MLS Cup. So I just think that there's a lot of history with this game already. Right out of the gate, a lot of history. Mr. says, in Arsenal's first game last season, Jurrien Timber did his ACL. He wasn't back properly until the start of this season. Yeah, it takes a while to really recover from an ACL tear. It's weird. I sometimes it can be 7 months, sometimes it could be over a year to fully get back to your form of what you were prior to the injury. Hopefully Ricky is a very committed player who works very hard. I think he'll probably make the quicker return. I think he'll make a full recovery pretty quickly, like quicker than most would. Roller says, I might need to cop a Galaxy jersey next season if they win in 90 minutes. I mean, another thing, too, we got to talk about is the Galaxy being good again is good for the league. It is. Like, we think about it along these lines, right? We talk a lot about parity. MLS really wants parity, and we're going to talk about those Don Garber comments later in the stream. I'll save that for later. I'm going to do a video on that next week. But it is important for your brands to thrive. Now, look, it's also important for lower-end clubs to beat these bigger teams, these bigger brands. It is okay that slaying the giant is good for the league, but it's good for your good teams to be relevant. Think about it along these lines. In La Liga, when Barcelona or Madrid are bad or not playing up to the standard that we're used to, the league sucks. It's unbearable. It's not fun. It's not good. It really hurts the league pretty bad. If in the French league, right, it's pretty much a one-team league. I mean, we can all agree to that. But in the French league, if PSG was bad and they weren't winning, that league would collapse. Now, I'm not saying MLS is going to collapse if the Galaxy are bad. I'm just saying it is good for your good teams to win more than once every 10 years. So this is a good thing for the league to have some super teams, because either way, either you're a fan of them or you hate them. Either way, you're watching them, and that's a good thing. It's good to have someone that you can, slay a giant. And I think that if the Red Bulls win today, they'd be slaying a giant. I'm going to add a poll to this. Let's see. Who will win this match? Or we'll make it more specific. Who will win the MLS Cup? LA Galaxy or New York Red Bulls? Make sure you vote in the poll. Who will win this game? New York Red Bulls or LA Galaxy? Also, I think, like I said last week, the Galaxy are going to need a pretty quick start. They're going to need to show some life early on, or I'd be a little worried about them. I said that last week, the first 15 to 20 minutes was going to tell us what the game was going to be. And if the Galaxy go to PKs, I think they're in trouble. I don't think they can beat the Red Bulls on PKs. Wayne Bender says, I'm still disappointed that nothing will change to the salary cap or roster rules. Oh, man. Yeah, there was some comments that Don Garber had said yesterday about no significant changes are going to be made to the roster rules next year. But it's kind of vague. Like, what the hell does that even mean? No significant changes. What is Don Garber's definition of significant? That's what I'd want to know. Roller says, even hate watching is good for the league. It's like a Barca fan was keeping up with Madrid games to see if they lose or vice versa. It still is positive for the league as a whole for more attention. Yeah, I mean, there's always, like, who is the most hated club in MLS? Who is the most universally hated club in MLS? Is it Inter Miami? I mean, if Miami, a lot of people hate Miami because of Messi and they think they're getting unfair treatment, but we need a team that everybody hates that's won trophies. We need to have somebody that wins trophies everybody hates, everybody's chasing. The Premier League is good that Man City's winning the trophy every year. They're not winning it this year, by the way, but it makes it more special when someone else does win it. Curious who is going to win it this year. God, what a bad giveaway by Delgado. Terrible giveaway. Tom Wickens says, in a perfect world, the final would be in a neutral site. Yeah, the only problem with that is that they are worried that if they do a neutral site like they used to do, they would usually do it in a MLS stadium in a neutral site. Their only concern is that they didn't think enough people would show up to the games because it can be a little costly. Let's say, like this match. The Red Bulls going to LA is very costly, but if both teams are going away, then there could be a chance that they won't sell the tickets they need to sell. I don't think MLS is quite there yet to do the neutral sites. Oh, what a pass to Joseph Paintsil. Joseph Paintsil scores first. The LA Galaxy are up. Joseph Paintsil scores first. LA Galaxy up 1-0 over the New York Red Bulls. Are they saying what are they saying? Is he onside? What's he saying? He keeps like, oh, is he saying he got fouled? What's he saying? I don't know what he's complaining about. Joseph Paintsil scores for the LA Galaxy to put them on top 1-0 over the New York Red Bulls 9 minutes in. They didn't even score this quickly against the Seattle Sounders. Let's look at this. Let's look and see what he's talking about. See if he's offside or if he got fouled. Okay, yeah, he was definitely onside. What a pass by Marky Delgado. What a pass by Marky Delgado. Or is that Brugman? Okay, no, it is Brugman. That was a pass by Brugman, not Marky Delgado. What a pass by Brugman to Paintsil to put them up. Wow. Wow. Hey, what a signing. Guys, can we talk about that for a second too? Do we not see what spending can also do for your team? The Galaxy took this new approach. Will Kuntz, someone I would love to have on the show. I'm going to try to get him to do an episode with me in the near future, Will Kuntz. But look what they did. They went to Belgium. They signed a non-big name player and Joseph Paintsil from Genk and of Belgium, paid $10 million for him. He had Premier League interest from lower table Premier League teams. They paid him $4.5 million a year. He comes over to MLS. He's a key cog in the machine to get this thing going, to help out Jovic, to help out Ricky Puig. They also went and signed Gabriel Peck, who's been incredible, who's going to be probably the MLS transfer record for outgoing fee. This is how you build a team. This is a big club acting like a big club. That's what's happening. This is a big team acting like a big team. I bet that place absolutely erupted. I bet this place is going crazy right now. Had a couple friends that are Galaxy fans, and they were like, I'm going to try to go. I'm going to try to go. And I told them, I said, look, man, I said, you cannot take an MLS Cup for granted. It's been a decade. I said, you would be kicking yourself if you missed this game. Oh, Jovic a little too high. Man, they're going for it now. Do you see how this team transforms? When they score a goal, everything opens up. It's like they get that first one off their back, and then they score in droves. They're playing with confidence. Also, hey, listen, we need to talk about one other thing too. Now, it's too early. This game is anything can happen. But I think one thing we need to talk about. We need to talk about Greg Vanney and how he deserves some flowers. The dude has won an MLS Cup. He's been to four. This is his fourth MLS Cup. If he wins, this will be his second win. He'll be tied with Brian Schmetzer with 2 MLS Cups. I think we really need to start giving Greg Vanney his flowers. I mean, he turned Toronto FC around when they were an absolute dumpster fire, and they had never won the MLS Cup. They had never been to an MLS Cup playoffs before, let alone win it. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for what he did with that team. So I think Greg Vanney, man, he is a very underrated coach. I think he deserves a lot of credit. I don't think he's talked about nearly enough for the job he's done, what he did with Toronto and what he's done here. And a lot of people wanted him fired with the Galaxy, including myself. Thought maybe he wasn't up for the job. But hey, he's proven me wrong. God, things are just opening up. Look at Paintsville. He's wide open. Joveljic, scored 2-0. Joveljic on the board. This could get ugly, folks. This could get ugly. LA Galaxy up 2-0. Wow. He did the Robbie Keane barrel roll. Oh my God. This could get ugly. Wow. Okay. We need to bring out the stats, right? Or the record book or the history book here, okay? When the LA Galaxy lead at any point in a game, they don't lose. They're up 2-0. They're at home. And they have not lost a game at home either. This does not bode well for the New York Red Bulls. Let's see. 2-0. Tom Wickens, this is crazy. Roller says the Galaxy will win the MLS Cup. Elias says no way. Coronel is caught sleeping in goal. Aguilar says LAFC fans crying. Maybe. Mr. Krabs says a contender like the Galaxy and a pretender like the Red Bulls. Alex says horrible defending. Tom Wickens says that was a really shifty finish. I think he had honestly held onto the ball too long. I thought he was going to pass to Paintsville, but he made the right play. Played homage to Robbie Keane as well, the legend, probably the best player in Galaxy history. Aguilar says 3-0 incoming. Roller says New York Red Bulls keeper is sleeping on an MLS Cup final. Slushy says excellent finish. Millie Tube says I knew this team could win it all or would win it all. Wayne Bender says bad defending. Mr. Krabs says the Red Bulls didn't drink enough Red Bull. No, they didn't. They don't have their wings today, I guess, right? They don't have their wings today. Man, what an absolute terrible start for the New York Red Bulls. This is not the game you want to play against LA Galaxy. You don't want to get into a scoring contest with them. You will lose that 9 times out of 10. 2-0 LA Galaxy over the New York Red Bulls at home 15 minutes in. Man, Ricky Puig is not as missed today as we thought he may be because they are firing on all cylinders. And the Galaxy actually do have a winning record without Ricky Puig. They're like 3-1-1, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So they are, man, the Galaxy. I got to tweet this goal real quick. I got to tweet. Let me just, I'm trying to stay somewhat active on the X account / Twitter account. Crazy, man. Just absolutely crazy. Let me go check this poll. Let's see. How far up was this? Let's see. Oh, no. Christopher Roman says, looks like they could have beaten Miami too. I remember going to the opening game this year and I thought to myself, give Peck and Paintsville some time to adjust, and Miami is lucky they just started. Can't argue with that. They definitely They definitely look better right now than they did at any point in the regular season. Maybe towards the end look pretty good too, but they look good, man. They look really good. They are absolutely cooking right now. This is the best. I would honestly say this might, if they win, right? This might be the best LA Galaxy team they've had, just because they're just so well balanced. Now the defense was a concern, but it looks like they figured things out, and they're firing on all cylinders. It is for sure over for the Red Bulls. Roller says the Red Bulls forgot their wings. Yep, for sure. Mr. Krabs says, I feel bad for those Red Bull fans who flew across the country to see this. You shouldn't feel bad for them. I mean, this is further than they ever thought they would make it. So, I mean, you can't really feel bad for them, honestly. Like they're in the MLS Cup. No one even thought they were going to make it out of the first round. So they're already exceeding expectations. Elias says the Galaxy pick up the pace so well after a goal. There's a reason they don't lose at home. They're when they score their first goal, it's like all the pressure's off of them. They just really open up and have fun, and they go crazy, honestly. It's a completely different team. Once they score that first goal, they play so much more freely. They play more fun. They play more loose. And by the way, the Galaxy now have a 90% chance to win this game, 7% chance to go to extra time, and the Red Bulls have a 3% chance to win. Now, the question for you guys is, do you think the Galaxy get another goal before the end of the half? I think they will. But you'll see, like the Red Bulls had a very good step in the right direction this year. They just need to add some pieces, like maybe what the Galaxy did, and they could make a run next year. Emil Forsberg is a good player. Just give him some more help, and they could really do some damage next year. Miami would have got smoked too. Coming from a Miami fan, hey, there's a chance they could have, because their defense was absolutely terrible, and this attack for the Galaxy is the best in the league. Mr. Krabs says, Inter Miami fan here, and yeah, the Galaxy would have whooped us. Roller says, nah, guys, trust. If Miami was in the final, Christoph would have pulled a masterclass against Gabriel Peck. Yeah, I think I don't know if Christoph could have made it off the field that day, honestly. Christopher Roman says he would have pulled off the best. Oh, almost got their third. Would have pulled off the best Gregory impression. Billy Tube says you got to be trolling. Wayne Bender says, I wonder how the Galaxy would do in Miami's Club World Cup group. I don't know, honestly. I think I said this in my Club World Cup stream. I think any MLS team will struggle in that setting, just because they're playing against teams with no roster regulations, no they can spin wherever they want, not have to worry about all the clownery in MLS, the rules, right? So I think that I don't think any MLS team would particularly fare well in that tournament as well as you would want them to. Mr. Krabs says Gabriel Peck would run circles around Christoph and Alvarez. Yeah, I think he would. I think he'd even cook Jordi Alba as well, honestly. Tom Wicken says, what was the Red Bull power ranking going into the season? I don't remember. I think that they were projected to finish kind of at the bottom of the table in the Eastern Conference. Maybe not the bottom, but like one of the last teams into the playoffs. So they they were the 7th seed in the league. They really fell off towards the end of the season. They lost a bunch of games, but they were able, listen, it's all about getting hot at the right time. I don't know how many of you are not Americans in here, but as far as like American playoffs like goes, it's not necessarily about who's the best team in the regular season. It's about who gets hot at the right time. And the New York Red Bulls got hot at the right time, and they were one of the best teams in the playoffs. Even if today's game doesn't really show that, they got hot at the right time. I mean, they are having to fly, all the way across country to play in this game. They've had to play all their games outside the first round where they got one home game. They've had to play all their games on the road. So It's been a brutal schedule for the Red Bulls. Let's see. Roller says, I'm not gonna lie, Galaxy should have went to the Club World Cup. Yeah, but it's about the world, it's about the international tournament performances. That's how they dictate who um that's how they dictate who goes to the Club World Cup. And they said Miami won the Leagues Cup in 2023, the first tournament of its kind. So that's the reason why they got the bid. Cosmic Jojo says, has Messi confirmed to stay at Miami again? I think he's going to stay till 2026, maybe even to 2027. Mr. says, way this is going, the Galaxy are going to score again in the next 10 minutes. Mr. I want to ask you this, since you're from the UK. How would this LA Galaxy team, who is probably the best in the league, how would this LA Galaxy team fare against the best championship team? I think this Galaxy team could maybe win the playoff in the championship. Maybe. Now the defense is terrible. Obviously, that would be their Achilles heel, but their attack is probably just as good as any other championship team. Ooh, what a pass by Brugman. Dude, Brugman's underrated. Look at the depth the Galaxy have. It's absolutely crazy. I'll be honest with you guys. Marco Reus might not even need to play in this game. Honestly, he might not even need to play in this match. Kyle's Vlog says, Dynamo fan checking in. Appreciate you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying this game. I know the Dynamo have a rich history, a rivalry with the LA Galaxy, playing in so many MLS Cups. But I appreciate you being here, and we'll see if they'll end up winning their 6, which they look like they're very likely to do at this point. Roller says, Messi's contract lasts until 2025. But they are going to offer him an extension to 2026 to be with the club for their new stadiums. So his contract ends in 2025, but there is a player option in 2026, and they're trying to extend it past that. They want to go to 2027. They want him to play for the team until he's 40. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. Just have to see how he holds up. He's already kind of, I don't want to say been injury plagued, but he's missed some games due to injury. So we'll have to see how his body holds up. Tom Wicken says, I love that the Red Bulls use local talent. Yeah, their academy is top 3 in the league. It's close between them, the Union, and the FC Dallas. Like, they have the best academies in the league. Let's see. Christopher Roman says, Galaxy is my hometown team. Oh, hold on. Oh, good save by Cornell. That was a weird angle, tough angle by Gabriel Peck. Oh, Mickey Yamane almost pulled one back. Or was it Delgado? Anyway, either way, Galaxy is my hometown team. I live closer to Dignity Health Sports Park than BMO. I used to be so jealous of the Galaxy's success, but when Chivas USA disbanded, I switched to supporting Southern Cal teams, anyone but San Jose. So I think I remember you. You're a fan of both teams. That's an interesting take. Very interesting take. Wing Cake says, I think the half season does happen in 2026. I think Messi stays until the World Cup. That's 6 months of staying fit, and then one more season, and one more shot at a title. Bad giveaway by Cornell to Gabriel Peck. I don't think that went out of bounds. Millie Tube says, this is why MLS will be a go to the league. Attendance is up. Let's see the owners open up the wallets, man. Tell Don, relax. Man, Don is the most conservative sports business leader that there is in the United States. There's not even a close second. He's not doing anything. He's telling all these dudes to play it safe and just ride the wave and just keep it going the way it is. No ambition at all. Ooh, Janino's there. Yeah, but Juninho's I think he's translator for Gabriel Peck, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle's Vlog says 2026 for World Cup at least. 2026 for World Cup at least. Oh, yeah, you're talking about for Messi. Christopher Roman says, let Royce enter at the 80th minute. Borussia Dortmund fans would really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm curious to see with them. Now, I kind of do understand why this game is a little early because I think they wanted to get more of the European audience. The game's too late. You're limiting how many people can watch the game. I kind of wish this game had happened yesterday because there wasn't any big conference championship games on, but they would have never done an MLS Cup on a Friday, I don't think, because the work week and it being in LA, people wouldn't be able to go. They had to do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, and they definitely weren't going to do it on a Sunday and compete with the NFL. So they decided to compete with college football instead. But it is what it is. There's a good attendance at this game. I just wish that they would not be competing with as many big leagues or other events, so more people would tune into this match. Tyler Wilson says the Galaxy team would be very similar to Bielsa's Leeds team. Very exciting soccer, but obviously has an Achilles heel that would be exposed at a higher level. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the LA Galaxy could compete in the Premier League, but I do think that they could make it interesting in probably the championship. I think they could be a fringe playoff team if they were playing championship level talent, because their attack is just so damn good. Oh, Red Bulls pull one back. Who was that? Neelis, they pull one back. LA Galaxy up 2-1 over Red Bulls. They are able to pull one back. This is the LA Galaxy's Achilles heel, is their back four, their defense. There's no organization. There's no marking. It's a huge liability for the team. And the LA Galaxy just gave up a goal in the 28th minute. Wow. What's going on here? No one's marking this dude. So that's a terrible goal. But hey, listen, Red Bulls are back in it. Red Bulls they're only down by one goal now. Completely open again. Completely open again. Wow. Let's see. Look at Cornell, bro. He's given up before the first half whistle has went off. I don't think so anymore. It could be open back up. Mr. Mister's thing is, if Garber even upped the salary cap to $10 million a year, they'd be something. That'd be something. Yeah, it's sad. That's not going to happen. Wing Cake says, if the salary cap went up to 20 mil, stay at 3 DPs. Will that hurt smaller teams? You don't have to spend more than 10 million per year if you don't want to. So this is my argument to that, my counterpoint, right? My counterpoint to that about hurting smaller teams is the smaller teams who don't spend already are already not going to win MLS Cup. And the playoffs gives parity because any team can have a chance to make it. The Red Bulls aren't the highest spending team. They're getting up there, right? But they were able to make it because of the playoff format. Now, obviously, spending more money is probably going to increase your chances, but I don't think that that's the case. I think that parity is already dying because teams are utilizing the rules better than other teams. I think you just need to let teams spend and improve the quality. You're not helping the bottom teams. You're hurting the better, ambitious teams. That's the way I look at it. So hopefully something happens sooner than later. Terrible defending. Mr. Mister says game on. I'm telling you guys, Red Bulls could pull one back. They could make this interesting. This is not a guarantee for the Galaxy. Now, they obviously are the favorites right now, but they are. Sandro Schwartz is making some adjustments. I think he's really attacking the weakness of the Galaxy. And this could be an interesting game. I think Sandro Schwartz has been a very good manager for the Red Bulls and very underrated. Roller said this is where if Miami were in the final, they could take advantage of the Galaxy's defense. Yeah, it'd be a scoring match. It'd probably be like a 5-5, 5-4, 6-4 final. There'd be 10 goals, 9 goals in that game. That'd be crazy. God, that was terrible. Terrible corner. Yamane, what are you doing, man? Kyle's vlog says, seeing LA Galaxy concede easy goals makes my heart feel so warm. Yeah, I am sure that probably 75, 80%, maybe even 90% of all viewers today or the league are not pulling for the LA Galaxy. They're wanting the New York Red, except for the New York City FC. There's a couple teams that I know don't want to see the New York Red Bulls win, but there's probably more LA Galaxy haters than New York Red Bull haters out there. Roller says, okay, that one goal has woken the Red Bulls up. They already have more possession in 4 minutes than the whole first half. Hey guys, we got 45 viewers in here right now. The audience is growing as the game goes on. It's going to be an instant classic. Like I said, it's going to be a crazy finish. It's already getting chippy. Make sure you like this video, the stream down below, and share with a friend. Let's grow the audience as much as we can. We are 73 subscribers away from 5,000. You know that's our goal to hit by the end of the day. I don't know if we're going to hit it, but we're going to get as close as we can. We will hit it before the end of the year. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and help us reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers today or in the near future. MillyTube says, Charlotte FC would benefit highly from an ambitious spending. They have an insane attendance and a great striker. I think they are committed to spending. I think that they are. Big spenders. They're willing to spend. It's just hard to attract certain players to the market. They're not sold on Charlotte. They're not sold on going to Charlotte. That's the big catch for Charlotte FC. Oh, Ayla almost scored for the Galaxy. Good save by John McCarthy. Guys, this is getting interesting. The last 5 to 10 minutes, the Red Bulls have dominated possession, and they've been dominating. Let's see how Greg Manny adjusts to this game. Mr. says, unfortunately, I think it'll probably take Miami and Seattle getting embarrassed at the Club World Cup for Garber to consider changing the salary cap. Probably. But hey, will it be too late? I don't know. Wingcake says, I still think the MLS Cup should be at 5 p.m. West Coast on prime time. The NWSL did it. Yeah, but they really it's different because of they're banking on the international audience as well, and they want to make sure that the European audience will tune in for this game. If they do an 8 p.m. Eastern time, that's, I want to say the UK is like 4 hours ahead of the East Coast. So it would be like a midnight finish, maybe later. They want it to be an earlier match. Aguilar says, when I started watching soccer, Red Bulls were the first team I watched until I found out that where I lived, San Antonio has a club, but in the USL. Gabriel Peck is cooking again. Have to foul him. Carlos H says, I was worried this game was done after those 2 Galaxy goals, but we have a match on our hands. Listen, the Red Bulls are fighters. They're not going to go out easy. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win this match. Man, Gabriel Peck is just so special. Need more Pecks. Less Kevin Cabrals. If we got any Galaxy fans in the chat, you remember Kevin Cabral, how bad he was? That was the type of DP signing the Galaxy were making before Will Kuntz, and now you see the type of signings they're making after they fired Chris Klein. Complete different set of circumstances. Completely different set of circumstances. Should have been 2-2. I agree. Roller says, what a goal that would have been. MillyTube says, Forsberg will but go quietly. Tyler Wilson says, the problem the MLS has is that everyone should root for the LA Galaxy. They are building correctly in the way that the MLS needs to grow. Top teams over a couple years will be much better than tier below. Roller says, off topic, we all know if Miami make a good change in the offseason, they have a chance at the Club World Cup. But what do you think about Seattle? Honestly, I did a video talking about that. I think Seattle are screwed. I think best case scenario, they get a draw with Botafogo, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're absolutely screwed. They're probably in the hardest group in the entire tournament. Miami has a chance to advance out of their group, but they're going to have to make some crazy changes this offseason and really solidify the back four. And Javier Mascherano, I'll be curious to see how good of a manager he ends up being That's really going to be a deciding factor. Mr. Crab says it's almost midnight in Europe, I think. Mr. Mister says it's 9:49 in the UK right now. So see, like he's able to watch it. He would watch some late games with us, but it's more it's an easier watch for them because of the time it started. So they're 5 hours ahead of us. Okay, so 5 hours. Oh, what a pass to Paintsel. Oh, Or says, it's nice I became a Galaxy fan this season and able to experience it in probably some of the best form for the club in 10 years. It is. The club has been in absolute chaos since Bruce Arena left, since Chris Klein really took over. This is the best Galaxy team I've seen in a decade, and it might end up being the best Galaxy team I've ever seen, but they got to win an MLS Cup. Slushy says, after Chris Klein got fired, I saw him playing Sunday League in Costa Mesa. Carlos H says, do you think Klopp's involvement with the Red Bull org will change the New York Red Bull's approach to signings? Possibly. I think that could. It just depends on how much they value things. Now, I will tell you this. The success the Red Bulls have had played a key part in why New York City FC moved off of Nick Cushing. I mean, there was several factors, but that was a factor in why they moved off Nick Cushing. They don't like to see their rivals winning or thriving like this, like the Red Bulls are, especially with the investments that New York City FC have made. I will be very curious to see who New York City FC hire as their next manager. I expect them to probably make a splashy hire. Maybe they go down memory lane and rehire Ronnie Dyla, the former NYCFC manager who won them their first MLS Cup in 2021. Not sure exactly if that's the route they'll go. But I expect them to probably make a pretty good hire. Better than Nick Cushing. Millie Tube says Garber wouldn't care if they got beat 10-0. He won't let them spend. Most of these owners can afford the liability. I'm going to make a video about that soon. I'm going to make a video about what Garber said yesterday because it was definitely not ideal. Not good. Mr. Krabs says, I like to watch the J League on YouTube late at night. It's funny, the J League actually recently followed me on Twitter, which I thought was kind of random, honestly. Thought that was a very, very random follow. Maybe me and the wife will go to a game in Japan sometime. She's been wanting to go to Japan. Roller says just to chill almost 5 p.m. afternoon in New Jersey. Yeah, it's almost 5 p.m. here in Tennessee. It's got to go to the wife's birthday dinner after this game. I might try to do a post-game live reaction, or not live reaction, but post-game recap. I'll see if Mo wants to do that when he hops on here after the half. I might do something like a quick 20-minute video because I got dinner reservations at like 7:30. It just depends on what time this game ends. I'm going to do a recap tomorrow, probably. I'm not going to do it on Monday. I'll probably do it on tomorrow. Drop a recap to this game. Wingcake says, UK WWE fans stay up for it if they just switched pay-per-views to Saturday so people sleep in on Sunday. Wingcake, you're in the UK as well, right? Just trying to remember. I know we had 2 or 3 viewers that are in the UK. I know Mr. Mister's obviously one of them. I think you're the other, if I'm not mistaken. Demar Murray says a proper rivalry with both New York teams will be good for the league. It will be. And that's how you build these rivalries. This is organic. This is just meeting in the final and letting it kind of build itself, not forcing anything. Look at that pace by Peck. Ooh. Is that a foul? Yeah, it looks like he hurt his ankle. Didn't look good. Aguilar says, it'll be interesting to see how MLS looks in next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup. I agree. I'm excited for that. We will be doing more watch alongs. I only did a watch along for the final last year. I'll probably do a watch along for every MLS team that plays in the Champions League next year, just to see what happens, because I think there's a good chance. You say this every year, broken record. I know. But I think there's a good chance next year they could win it. I think next year the MLS could be the year that they, well, not the year because they won it in 2022, but they could win it again. Framework says would be pretty crazy if LA beats New York City again in the finals. Yeah, because the Yankees lost to the LA Dodgers back in October. Would be a bad year for New York. Roller said it's your wife's birthday. Happy birthday to her. I will tell her that you said that, Roller. Appreciate it. Wingcake says no in LA, but WWE figured out the UK fans want to see it, but have work on Monday, so they moved it to Saturday. Smart move. Mr. Krabs says MLS needs to build rivalries between teams from different conferences. Yeah, they do need to. They need to make, honestly, they just have, MLS really struggles. Damn, there are a lot of Red Bull fans there. That's actually crazy. I can't believe how many there are at this game. They need to do a better job of just marketing the league as a whole. They did a little bit better with this game. I did see a lot of promotion, but they need to. I didn't see a single commercial anywhere for this match on YouTube, on TV, cable TV, nothing. I didn't see a single advertisement for this match. Ooh, Brugman, that was nice. Roller says, I actually think MLS will show up for the CONCACAF Champions Cup this year. Miami, Columbus, Galaxy, Cincy, LAFC. It's probably the best collection of teams that have represented in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. There's a few more, but there's some good teams in. Yeah, this is the best collection. Normally, there's some mid teams that sneak their way into the CONCACAF Champions Cup for MLS, but Mexico normally have all their good teams. Jay said it's hard to watch MLS. Are you saying like schedule wise, hard to watch because the quality, all the above? I don't know about you guys, but I think this game has been pretty fun to watch. This has been a very enjoyable game. This has been a very, very enjoyable, high energy game that I feel like has lived up to the hype. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I think it has lived up to the hype. Jay says, until they change the commissioner and bring in Pro Rel, I don't see MLS growing in the level it should. Also, all the above. Yeah, I don't think it has that Pro Rel to grow. It has to spend more money. I mean, you can't be a top 5 league in the world and your salary cap is only 5.5 million. I don't think it has to have Pro Rel to be a top league. They just have to have more money to buy better players. They just don't have that right now. It's a lot of cheap teams in the league. They're not willing to spend any money, and it hurts. It hurts the league. Framework says super casual soccer fan here, but I feel like MLS's quality has gone up in the last few years. I would be, if I'm being honest, I think the quality went up drastically from 2014 to 2019. And then from 2019 to 2024, it's kind of plateaued. Like the trajectory was probably the increase in quality from 2014 to 2019 was probably like two or three times better of a league, maybe 4 times better. I would say from 2019 to 24 might have been like 20%, 15% better, nothing drastic. I mean, we saw a huge increase in the league from 2014 to 2019. Huge, just the players they were bringing in. I don't think it's been as drastic. It's not, they've really plateaued, honestly. The rules don't really give them the opportunity to make this league much better. They have to keep implementing things to give teams more ability to spend. They introduced TAM. They introduced, they increased that significantly to help build the middle of the roster from 2014 to 2019. That's why you saw a huge improvement in the in the teams, because players who normally would have been DPs are now TAM players. There really haven't been any new rules like that the last couple seasons. So that's why you've kind of seen a plateau in the league, honestly. Hopefully they do something, man. They got to do something new to raise the quality. It's just not it. Oh, good save by Cornell from on Jovic. Roller says Philadelphia need to also stop finding their way in. Yeah, there's just teams that just don't have the. I mean, there could be worse teams than Philadelphia. Honestly, there's been some really bad teams that have made it to the Champions League. Like normally when the Revs are in, they just never perform well. They kind of get embarrassed. Millie Tube says it's tough for MLS to advertise after signing the exclusive. I'm assuming you mean exclusive Apple TV deal. Very tough to go to your competitor for revenue share without them absolutely taxing you to your detriment. They need to sublease. They have a couple linear TV deals like with Fox, because Fox is playing the game today, just not good enough. DeMar Murray says, an idea I had was have the Eastern Western Conference get to 20 teams each. They could do pro rel that way. MLS playoffs could be the top 6 for both conferences battling it out. I don't think they'd want to do that because I think they'd want to have the interleague games. I think they'd want the Galaxy to play LA or play Miami, or LAFC play Miami, or New York City FC play Seattle. They like some of those matchups. Roller says it's a waste than having a team like the Galaxy in. Galaxy versus Club America or something other. Top Liga MX teams is a way better ring than the Philadelphia Union. I can't disagree with that as far as a marketing and a number standpoint. That is definitely true. Jay says, I really love the idea of the draft, though. It's something you don't really see in Europe, giving hidden gems and overlook the opportunity to make it to the highest level in America. Yeah, but it's just kind of dated. I think they'll probably get rid of it sooner than later, honestly. Millie Tube says pro rel is the worst argument. Americans have playoffs. Additionally, no billionaire who owns a team. And that's in the first half. We have a 2-1 lead for the LA Galaxy over the New York Red Bulls. That was a pretty interesting first half. It looked like the Galaxy were going to run away with it, but then they were able to pull it back in. They were able to pull one back before the half, and it looks like they're back in this game. It could really go either way. It's unfortunate to see Liga MX lose pro rel. Honestly, it's one of the biggest contributors to the stagnation in the sport. That's true, but I think that the biggest stagnation of Liga MX is the fact that they just overspend for talent that they shouldn't. They just outbid for players they really shouldn't be spending money like that. And I don't think that they're importing as many players as they once did from South America because MLS is competing with them now. So there's a lot of issues with Liga MX, honestly. I think that they need MLS more now than MLS needs them. That's just my honest opinion, honestly. All right, got my friend Andrew Mancuso to come on for the second half. I guess to see what his thoughts are on the second half or the first half for the New York Red Bulls. Let's see, Andrew, what's going on, man?
Hello.
How's that going? That was a roller coaster of a first half.
Yeah, so I'm at like a bar right now with my brother watching, and yeah, that was the first 15 minutes or so was absolutely garbage. We were yelling a lot of curse words.
Rightfully so.
And then they got that they got their goal, and I feel like after that, the momentum kind of swung their way. But towards the end, as you saw, I think LA kind of had the momentum towards the end. They almost scored again. I'm not happy.
No, I think that the first 15, 20 minutes was definitely concerning, but I will say you can tell how good a team is by not how well they start out, but how they react, how they bounce back. And I think your team did bounce back, man. They found a way to score a goal in the Galaxy. I think that they're doing things a little differently than what the Sounders did against the Galaxy. They've obviously conceded more goals, but they found a way to score. They found their footing, and I think this game is completely wide open. Like I would still favor the Galaxy, but I don't think it's over. I think the Red Bulls have a good chance. They're just going to have to keep the adjustments up, and they're going to have to score some goals.
I agree with you. I think you're going to be right. Instant classic. And look, we're heading that way.
This is it. Man, this game has been crazy. Like I don't think this game has been boring one bit. Obviously, from a Red Bulls perspective, like you said, you were panicked a little bit probably after the first 20 minutes. but that pulling that goal back probably has you feeling pretty decent, a little better.
Yeah.
How would you grade a 1 through 10? How would you grade that first half performance by the Red Bulls?
Honestly, like I give it a 5, like 5 to 6. Like it wasn't great. It was, but like you said, they found when they scored that goal, they found their way to kind of, get the momentum on their side. I don't know. I don't know if Cornell was shaky. I think that first goal he should have had. But I'm not a professional athlete either, so I won't say that. But I feel like
they felt like
maybe
he was
should have
maybe
had
a little
it.
nervous or something.
Yeah. I mean, I think they had the jitters, but I think you saw as the game progressed, they're getting more comfortable. But I definitely got a little nervous at the end because you saw like LA almost scored another goal. Oh, sorry, this is almost.
No, you're good, man. No, you're
We walk
good.
away from the chaos.
So,
But
is there anybody that you're disappointed with in that first half that needs to step up in the second?
can I be honest with you, John Tolkien? I feel like he kind of like at certain points during the half, like the ball came his way, and I feel like there's some big times he should have had it, but he kind of stepped back. I don't know. I feel like he hasn't played the greatest this first half.
No, I agree with that. And, I don't know if you remember this prediction I made, but I said that I think the winner of this game is going to be between which striker has the better game between Van Zier and Joveljic. And I think that Van Zier needs to step it up. Joveljic obviously had the one goal. He could have probably had 2 goals. I think Van Zier needs to step it up. And honestly,
yes.
I might be, I think that Forsberg needs to do a little more, man. I think he needs to do a little more, honestly. I think he needs to step up because he's the leader of this team. He is the key cog. He is what Ricky Puig is to the LA Galaxy, even though the Galaxy look pretty good. I think he needs to put it into an extra gear if they want a chance to come back and win this game.
And I agree with that because I feel like he kind of was just going through the motions a little bit. But I think as a team they just have to step it up a little bit.
I agree. But hey, even with that though, they're still only down by 1 goal. They still have a chance. I think Sandro Schwartz is underrated at his in-game adjustments, and I think that I do think that they will come out swinging in the second half.
I agree. But my brother just wants to say hi to you real quick.
Oh, no way.
Okay.
Is this who I think it is? Oh my God, dude, I'm a big fan, man. What's up?
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. You
Dude.
joined the game?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I wasn't at first, but now I am for sure.
Your team has a chance, man. Your team has a chance. I mean, they were able to
still got
pull one
fight.
back. Anything can happen.
Yes, you're right. You're right, sir. That's right. Yo, again, thank you for keeping me updated all the time with everything, man. Again, I found
appreciate
you
it,
really
man.
early, and like you're the man, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Keep it up.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that.
Of course, man. No, but we're gonna head back in, man.
Hey, before you go, I gotta tell you this one more thing. Your boy Lewis Morgan has got to step it up too. You said that. Dude. You said that Lewis Morgan has been non-existent. I feel like he had a couple good touches, but nothing, no difference he's made in this game.
Do you want to come to church with us tomorrow?
I'm good. I'm actually on a video call. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yo, what
man.
What the fuck?
Well, Andrew, listen, man, I appreciate you for stopping by with the halftime update. Good luck to your team in the second half, man. Go enjoy the game with your brother. You got any final thoughts before you depart?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. I just asked if I want to go to church tomorrow.
Hey, man, if you win, maybe you will. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, this is becoming an interesting night. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Hopefully the Red Bull turned it around, and let's just, I don't know, let's win this. We haven't won a cup yet. I just want one. I'm getting very, I'm getting a little, I don't know, I'm getting nervous, because, if they don't step it up, then, it might be another 16 years.
Well, I think they're heading the right direction, man. I think it's going to be a good second half. Instant classic right out of the gate. We'll see what your Red Bulls can do. Andrew, I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Enjoy the rest of the game, and we'll see if your team can make the comeback.
Thank you, man. Again, I always appreciate when you have me on, and talk to you soon, hopefully.
Sounds good, man. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, it was a shaky first half for the Red Bulls, but they were able to find that goal. You saw that my friend Andrew is feeling a little better about the game after they were able to pull one back in the second half, or late in the not middle of this first half. Let's see, we got a bunch of comments. Adam says, "Where's Nick from Black and Gold so I can talk my shit?" Hey man, listen. Adam, we ain't seen you in a while, man, but Nick has been looking for you for a minute, dude. He was trying to get you on his show. So I don't think I think Nick's having some family time right now, so I don't think we'll see him tonight. But Nick was looking for you specifically recently. He's been looking for you. He remembers he said you're his favorite LA Galaxy fan. But if you say that, maybe you won't be anymore. Cute Kitty says Televisa has ruined Liga MX and Mexico national team. Wingcake84 says the thing is Televisa also owns Univision now, so they have way more pull than ever before. I don't see MX getting better unless fans stop watching and Mexicans are not known for boycotting games. Very loyal fans. Liga MX has some of the most loyal fans that there are. Jaden the Man says Don Garber's mindset is still stuck in the 90s. Listen to his interview right now. I honestly missed it because I was, if he was just on the TV, I was obviously interviewing my buddy Andrew. I think that Don Garber, my biggest concern with Don Garber, and I will make this point, I will expand on this point in my video, is when you've seen the league at its worst, it's hard to see it at its best because you have this fear in the back of your mind and scared to maybe take some risk because of where you've been. And that's why I think we need a new forward-thinking commissioner who can advise these owners on what needs to be done to get the league in a better spot than it is right now. Guys, we are literally about to be in the most important year of soccer in this country in 2026, and it feels like we're going to squander it. No significant spending changes. I mean, this is the most important year coming up. We're supposed to have these new fans, these casuals who come in and want to watch the league, enjoy the league, try to get them interested in the league. And they're not going to do it if it's status quo. We got to do things different. What has happened worked in the beginning, but something needs to change. And everybody I talk to, whether it be my friend, tactical manager, whether it's Alexi Lawless, whether it's my friend Vince at USMNT Thoughts, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows that there needs to be a change. Don Garber has to go. He has to go. He should have been gone. He was supposed to go a decade ago, and he just keeps lingering around. He's like a fungus. LA Galaxy. Let's see. Who they got here right now? They got Darlington Nagbe, Kalen Carr. I don't know who the other three are. Keyshawn says Red Bull's going to turn it around. Oh, okay, the Impact Award. So it looks like Darlington Nagbe is receiving the Impact Award. Jaime Martinez says Dub Andrew. Jay says also Red Bull should finally change their name to New Jersey if they win this. I don't think that's going to happen. Adam says, yeah, I had work. He says, I was still listening, but couldn't comment. Okay, well, next time, if you can, next time you see me and Nick on here, you need to say hi to your favorite LAFC podcast host. Aguilar says, Don Garber is the type of guy to eat a Snickers bar with a fork. Do you think he's even blue collar enough to eat a Snickers bar? Mr. Crab says, what is Don Garber even doing? That's the question. What is he even doing? What is he doing to make this league better? I think it's Dimas says, review on how the gameplay from both teams is in the halftime. I didn't watch the game at first half due to Madrid match. So the Galaxy it was kind of wide open for the Galaxy in the first 15, 20 minutes. They were threatening the whole first half. Scored 2 goals. Shaky defending by the Red Bulls. Coronel had some very shaky goalkeeping. Then they were able to balance it out. Was it Nealis, I think, that scored the first goal for Nealis scored the first goal for the Red Bulls, they were able to settle down, balance it out, kind of frustrate the Galaxy a little bit, and have more possession. And they were able to make some adjustments. It was a pretty good first half. And I think that he had the Ricky Poo's jersey. Man, that's cool. I didn't even catch that. Was that Jovic with the who did are all of them doing that with the Ricky Poo's jersey? I think I saw Joseph Paintsel with a jersey when he scored a goal. It must have been a Ricky Poo's jersey. Let me see if I can find that. Matthew Dominguez says, "Bring Tack on the show." I don't even know. I don't know what he's doing right now. Honestly, he's not big in MLS. He is disgusted with the league, and so he's not going to come on for this. DeMar Murray says, "I'm assuming he's waiting after the new CBA." Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to negotiate anything with the CBA. I don't want him advising anything. And what's BS is the CBA was supposed to end after this season, which would have been great. Now it got delayed because of in 2020, and that's what delayed it an extra 2 or 3 years. So now the CBA doesn't end until 2027. They added 3 years onto it. A terrible CBA. Hugh Kinney says, "I started to support USA more than Mexico." Good. It's the way it should be. Support the USA. Jay says that LOL, there are too many sports teams that do everything in Jersey yet still use New York as the name. It's true. Both New York NFL teams, or both the Giants and the Jets, play in New Jersey. Kenny says, what I say I didn't abandon Mexico, they abandoned me. Yeah. Matthew Dominguez says, Paintsel and Jovic both showed the Poos jersey, but Apple TV didn't get it initially. Gotcha. Let's see. I'm trying to find that. I wish we could see. I wonder if the Galaxy posted a picture of that. This has been one of the best MLS Cups I've watched in a long time. One of the best MLS Cups I've watched in a long time. It's probably the best one I've watched in several years, honestly. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs says there is an NWSL team called the New Jersey, New York Gotham FC, but they are in New Jersey. Why is New York there? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. DeMar Murray says 2027 will be the year the change. Guys, I'm gonna do a quick restroom break, okay? Because I gotta go. We got another hour. But before I leave, Mo will be on with us pretty soon. Before I leave for a few seconds, I want you to tell me what your confidence score is, 1 through 10, in the Galaxy holding on to their lead and winning the MLS Cup. 1 through 10, how confident are you that the Galaxy will beat the Red Bulls and win the MLS Cup? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, we are back. Let's look at some of these confidence scores. Second half is underway. Jaime says he's a 10. He thinks that the Galaxy are going to win. He's a 10 out of 10. Adam says he's an 8. Jay says he's a 7. Single Speed says he's a 9. Mr. says he's a 50-50, so he's a 5. I don't trust the Galaxy back 4. Mr. Krabs says we should put Marco Royce in. I don't know if they'll do that. Maybe with like 20, 30 minutes. Half is underway. 2-1 LA Galaxy over New York Red Bulls. Gonna text Mo and see what time he thinks he'll be on. Got to put Marco Royce in. All my life, they say I wasn't Mexican because I grew up in the United States. Like they say, you weren't a true Mexican fan. Do you think Peck will leave the Galaxy after the season? I think there's a good chance. I think there's a very good chance he could leave after the season because of his value. And I think he's going to be the MLS outgoing transfer record, which we're going to have a very fun offseason. I'm going to do several videos about potential players that will leave, players that will come, all kinds of different stuff. We'll have content for you guys in the offseason about that. But yes, I think there's a good chance he could leave this winter. It's all about what a team's willing to pay. I think that that Gabriel Peck could be sold for somewhere close to $30 million, honestly, because of his pace, his skills, is being able to create chances. I mean, he's the whole package. Matthew Dominguez says, who do you support? I don't support any MLS team. I just cover the league. I don't have a favorite MLS team. I just hope the league grows and continues to get better every year. I think that's one thing that makes me unique is I don't have an MLS team. I can be unbiased, watch the games, and just give honest analysis. So I probably won't be able to do, just because this birthday dinner, I probably won't be able to do the live reaction unless I do one later tonight. I might do that. It just depends. But I will post tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I will post my match reaction and what I think about the game. Well, that's interesting but weird, not a bad thing. Yeah, I've just always been obsessed. I got like a real obsessed with underdog projects, teams, whatever it may be. And just because of how far behind the league as a whole compared to other leagues in the world, it makes me interested in wanting to see it grow and become one of the best leagues. So I'm a fan of the league. I don't support any specific team. Whoever wins today doesn't affect me either way. I would be happy either way or feel the same either way. Do you keep up with the USL at all or no? Occasionally, not as much as I used to. When they kind of split from MLS, when they pulled their teams out of USL, I really haven't followed it as much. There's a USL team locally in Knoxville where I'm at, but I don't really follow it as much. I kind of just dedicate all my focus to MLS. Let's see. Keyshawn says, I don't really have a team. I'm just a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I'm just a Barca. I fall in love with attractive soccer. If they play good, I mean, call me a bandwagon fan, whatever. But I love Barcelona. I always have. They're one of the team. They're the team that made me fall in love with the game. And then I also really love. I really love like Ajax, Man City to a certain extent. I'm somewhat of a fan of Man City. QK says I still love both the USA and Mexico. Could be a tricky rivalry game though. Do you guys think that they miss Ricky Puig that much today? And I also think that this is the blueprint for any MLS team that's willing to spend. Like the New York City FC should look at what the Galaxy have done and try to replicate what they've done. They honestly need to hire an executive who knows how the league works, like Will Kuntz. Like Will Kuntz was an incredible signing for the Galaxy. He completely changed his team, completely changed them. Completely changed them. When do you see KBD or KDB going to MLS? I think Kevin De Bruyne could. I think that he'll be in MLS no later than the summertime. I think maybe he could leave this winter because of how bad Man City is currently playing, that they're going to bring in some new blood. They're going to bring in some new players. I could see him leaving in the wintertime possibly, but I think I think he will be in MLS no later than the summer. I think the summer is going to be a busy window for MLS with Griezmann and De Bruyne and other players we might not have heard, that's not on our radar right now. You know, as well as Memphis Depay's been playing in Brazil, I really wish he'd came to MLS. He would have tore it up. I really wish the team would have been able to sign him. They have so much depth, like any other team would collapse if they lost their star. I'm assuming you mean like Ricky Puig. Yeah. I've been a Galaxy fan since 2012. Many ups and downs for LA since 2020 or since 2014, but we are here now and I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like a long 10 years. And there were some ups in that when they had Christian Pavon and they had Zlatan Ibrahimovic in 2019. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was there in 2018 as well, but 2019 was a really good season where he had 30 goals. But they returned to their glory, right? I mean, they're in the MLS Cup and they're currently looking like they're going to win it. One of my buddies told me he was speaking with an executive in MLS, and the executive told him the LA Galaxy are never more than a transfer window away from competing for an MLS Cup. When you think about it, that's true. They had a great window in this winter, and they are looking like they're going to win the MLS Cup. But you know why this is good for the league? Is this puts the pressure right back on LAFC. LAFC put pressure on the Galaxy, and now the Galaxy winning will put pressure back on LAFC. Just like I said earlier, that the Red Bulls making it to the final put pressure on New York City FC to fire their coach, Nick Cushing. This is good for the league. The Galaxy winning an MLS Cup is good to put pressure on LAFC to hold a standard. And when LAFC wins, it's going to hold a standard for the Galaxy. The Galaxy would not be where they are right now if it weren't for LAFC. Putting pressure on them, winning cups, making cups, it made the Galaxy, it forced their hand to change and adapt, or they were going to get left behind. The old way of building teams is not effective anymore. You have to do it differently in Major League Soccer now than what you used to have to, than the way you would build teams in the past. The Galaxy would sign big name players and sell jerseys, and they would have enough to contribute on the pitch, but the formula to change how to win, the formula has changed on how to win in MLS, and they make each other better. If he did move over, I could see him going to New York City FC. The funny thing about Kevin De Bruyne or Manchester City and CFG is not a single Man City player has went over to New York City FC after their career was over. Not a single one. And that surprises the hell out of me. Not a single one has moved to New York City FC. None. Oh, what a nice. Oh, paint's a little high. I think De Bruyne goes to Al Nassr with Ronaldo. I don't think he wants to go to Saudi Arabia, though. I really don't think him and his wife want to go there. I think he wants to go to the United States. He's talked about wanting to come to the United States for years now. Who are the best U23 Americans in MLS? I think the best one is Diego Luna, which I'm pissed off that he hasn't gotten a call up or he hasn't. I want him to be integrated into the USMNT and get a chance, because some of the guys we have are stagnant and they just don't have that motivation when they put on the red, white, and blue kit. I want to see what Diego Luna can do under Pochettino. So I hope Diego Luna gets a call up soon, maybe even for Camp Cupcake, which he probably will. But I just want to see what he can do. De Bruyne looked really slow today. He's probably a step too slow for the Premier League, but he's good enough for MLS still. He's still a quality player for MLS. Oh, yeah, Nick Cushing was awful, squandered so many talents. Yeah, the coaching has been abysmal for New York City for 2.5 years now. They need a coach who can elevate their players, not they need someone who can get more with less, not less with more. And he makes everyone worse, in my opinion. Nick Cushing, that is. World Magic says, who is going to put pressure on Chicago Fire? I miss the old days. Put pressure on them as far as playing? I mean, hopefully just not winning is putting pressure on them, and they're not winning. Maybe Greg Berhalter can make them a playoff team, probably will, because the money that they're committed to spending. But I mean, Greg Berhalter was just such a bad hire. He sucks. He's terrible. Ooh. Chicago are in love with mediocrity. Unfortunately, they hired Greg Berhalter of all people. Yeah, for sure. Tar Heel Enigma says, hey, man, what's going on? Appreciate you for stopping by. Says, also, the night would have allowed to see that light show I hear about so much from LA Galaxy. Roller says, how are we feeling so far, Will, about the game? I think the Galaxy looked pretty good. I would feel better if they scored one more goal. The Red Bulls score another goal. I think they could win this. I think that they could pull an upset here. I think my prediction for this match was 3-1 the Galaxy, so we're in line with that happening. Chris Wiz says that sunlight on the field is blinding. Should have been a late evening game. They really wanted they wanted this game to be maximized, which sounds dumb because of obviously college football, but they wanted this game to be maximized with the European market and the American market so they can get as many people to tune in as possible. Obviously that didn't I don't know how that's going to work out. The SEC championships, I'll be honest with you, I'm a huge college football fan. I don't have any clue whatsoever what the Texas-Georgia game score is. I have no idea whatsoever what the score of the game is. No idea whatsoever. Couldn't begin to tell you. Could not begin to tell you. What is the score of that game? Texas 6, Georgia 3. Oh, well. Also, Knight would have, let's see, even though I despise Chivas USA, I hate Miami more. I mean, it's good to have a team that you hate. I mean, hate watching is a serious thing. Oh, what a pass. Banzier, come on. Gotta capitalize on those opportunities. Held the ball on too long. Playing a lot. The Red Bulls are playing a lot better, though, for sure. 13, 14 minutes into the second half, they're playing really good. A lot better than they did the first 14 minutes of the first half. Jay says, where's the match being played? It's being played in L.A. at Dignity Health Sports Park. If you want to be more specific, it's Carson. I think he's a little offside. I think Gabriel Peck's a little bit offside. Noah Ayla, good center back. U22 signing from Sweden for the New York Red Bulls. Great defending. He didn't start the game last week. Good defender, young defender, only 20, 21 years old. That's why you get the U22 or use the U22 spot a defender like him. 6'5", also great aerial threat. He said, dang, I thought it was at Red Bull Stadium. No, it's in LA. Chris Wiz says, how bad did the MLS playoffs get hurt this season with Messi and Miami getting eliminated early? I think probably hurt a little bit, but I think its saving grace was having an historic team like the Galaxy make it so far, because they haven't won an MLS Cup in a decade. So I think that was the saving grace. And also, too, MLS shouldn't be reliant on Messi and Miami. They need to do things with, they don't need to be their success to hinder on if Miami is in the final or not, or in the playoffs or not. Their success should be bigger, and their brand should be bigger than just that, which is why I think they could be in trouble if the plans aren't effective after 2026. They could be in trouble. Really want the Red Bulls to win. Chris Wiz says it's in Ohio at Columbus location, isn't it? Are you talking about this? No, it's in LA. Roller says he looked offside. Talking about the Gabriel Peck pass. Yeah, it looked like he was a step above, just a step ahead. Wingcake says, should MLS look to reformat the Apple deal to allow more games on local TV? Not being on ESPN and Univision has hurt us. Yeah, they're not going to do that, but they have a linear deal with the Fox, and they get like 28, 29 games a year. I don't think that deal has really panned out as well as they would like. I don't know how many. I would assume most of you are watching on Apple TV, but some of you might be watching on Fox. I think that they try to get the linear deal with ESPN on top of Apple, but they didn't want to do it. And ESPN actually offered less money for this new contract than what they did the last one. Ooh. Brugman with a rocket. Cosmic Jojo says, who do you think comes to MLS this winter? De Bruyne, Di Maria, Neymar, Pogba, Lewandowski. I think that Griezmann could. I don't think Neymar will. I think Pogba definitely could. De Bruyne could. And I don't think that Di Maria could. I think three people that I would look out for. De Bruyne, Griezmann, and Pogba, I think, could come to MLS in the winter time. Tar Hill says, I still remember when Miami got eliminated early by Charlotte. They got eliminated early by Atlanta United. Jay says, I see so many fans these days saying modern football sucks. Do you tend to agree with that? It feels like something's missing. I don't know. I think the quality, maybe we're in like a different era where the quality is not as high as what it was maybe a decade ago. Like if you go look at the Barca teams from the early teens, they were a lot better than what there's no team or collection of players like there was with them or Madrid at that time. So I do think that the quality has declined a little bit from the top level. And then obviously the money has kind of gotten ridiculous in Saudi, what they've done. So it's not what it used to be, but it's not completely bad. Chris Wiz says, sorry, I was looking at Wikipedia last year's Cup. Is the final always in the better seeds location? It is. Yeah, the higher seed hosts the MLS Cup. What do you think RSL needs to do next season? I think they need to try to actually replace Andres Gomez, because when they lost him, the season kind of cratered, honestly. And then Chicho Arango's suspension really didn't help either. But they need to get a true replacement for Andres Gomez, and they need to make sure that Chicho Arango plays the whole entire season, because he was the MVP of the league at the beginning of the year. He was scoring at an incredible rate. And he really, really fell off. And then Andres Gomez leaving absolutely hurt them pretty badly, honestly. Mr. Krabs says, this is where the Galaxy are missing Puig. He can down the tempo and relieve pressure. I mean, he has like the most touches in the game. I'm actually surprised the Red Bulls are winning on possession right now. Oh, off the post by Yamane. That would have been an incredible goal by Yamane. Wow. Wow. That was a tough angle. That was close. Off the post. Let's see. Aguilar says, it's crazy how Peter Vermees is still coaching in this league. Yeah. I made a video about that, about the coaching. You guys should check that out. Talking about, is it improving? because there's been a lot of coaching changes. There's been 12 coaching changes in MLS this season out of 29 jobs. And I can't believe Peter Vermees isn't one of them after how bad he's been, but he's just a terrible coach. And Sporting Kansas City will never succeed until he's gone. He sucks. He's a dinosaur. But it is what it is. I mean, every league has bad teams. Good chance here for the Red Bulls. Cosmic Jojo says, I wonder what Europeans think of MLS. Probably not. I mean, they really looked down on it like a decade, 2 decades ago. I don't think that they look necessarily positive on it, but they're probably more neutral in the league at this point than they were in the past. World Medic says the Post has been the Red Bulls' best player. Has the Post been a better goalkeeper than Cornell in this game? Jay says, I still think there are so many good teams in soccer. It's still fun to watch it for some matches, but there isn't as much creativity or individual brilliance from players nowadays. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of mindless cruise control playing compared to what there used to be. It feels like something is definitely missing. NL says a lot of Americans hate there is no pro rel as well. Yeah, I mean, I think there is a part of the fans that are upset with that, but I mean, that's not as high on my priority list as I'd like. Joey Foster says, everyone be sure to smash the like button for this awesome stream and the best MLS channel on YouTube. Appreciate the kind words, Joey. Yes, make sure you like the stream if you haven't already. Guys, we are 70 subscribers from 5,000. We're getting close, man. We're going to hit that before the end of the year. Hopefully, we can hit it by the end of the day. So if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and help us out to reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers before this match is over. Mr. Krabs says Liga MX doesn't do pro rel anymore. No hate for them. I mean, there is actually quite a bit of hate for them because their league has really, really drastically declined the last 5 years, honestly. There's been a lot of complaints by people about how bad Liga MX has dropped off after the last decade. How much it's fallen off. It's actually, and you see it with the national team. The Mexican national team has really dropped off. We're almost in the 70th minute. 2-1 LA Galaxy over the New York Red Bulls. It's been a more close match in the second half. Honestly, it's been a very evenly matched second half. Now the Red Bulls have had better chances, but they're not conceding any goals. The Galaxy haven't conceded a goal yet. If this goes to penalties, I don't feel good about the Galaxy. I really think the Galaxy need that extra goal to make sure that they seal the deal in their win. If the Red Bulls tie this up, it doesn't bode well for the Galaxy. And keep in mind, the Galaxy had a 90% chance to win this match after they scored that second goal. I'll answer that. MLS isn't a bad league. It's a fun league, but it needs to have a handbrake removed. It needs to have the handbrakes removed and let teams spend. Look at that pace by Peck. Cosmic Jojo says Liga MX has empty stadiums is crazy too. I'm not too sure about their attendance, but I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly haven't followed Liga MX too closely since. That was a great pass by Mickey Amane, by the way. I haven't really paid attention to Liga MX since League's Cup. Keyshawn says because they don't allow Mexican players to leave Liga MX, so they don't grow. Exactly. They outbid each other. They paid Chivas Guadalajara spent $18 million on a fullback, man. Absolutely crazy. On a fullback to keep him from going to Europe. So they overpaid for the player and kept him from going to Europe, and it honestly hurts the league and doesn't help the player either. Jay says the strength of a national team can be gauged by the strength of their domestic league for the most part. You know, one thing I think that's hurt MLS too is the fact that there's not any prominent USMNT players in the league. It really has created a disconnect with the some USMNT fans. If you look at 2014 to 2019, a lot of prominent players were in MLS that played for the USMNT. And then when that really started to change, it kind of created a disconnect between the USMNT fan base and MLS. Of course, the USMNT fan base is happy about that because they don't want them to be. Well, that was kind of a dangerous challenge there on Joveljic. Aguilar says, in general, Mexico has a lot of issues in soccer. They do. Roller says, would it be nice time to sub on Marco Royce? And maybe he'll come on. I'd say he'll probably come on like the 75th, maybe 80th minute if he comes on at all. Mr. Krabs says, a decade ago, Mexico had most of their players playing in club ball in Europe and fell off. They did. All their top players are playing, Chicharito, Carlos Vela, Giovanni Dos Santos, Andres Guardado, Mimo Ochoa. All the good players were playing in Europe, top clubs. Now most of their players are playing in Liga MX. Oh, good save by Cornell. Good save by Cornell and Gabriel Peck. Oh, no. Look at Lewis Morgan. Oh, Forsberg just wide. Wow. Dude, this team was playing hard, man. Look at this team. So well coached. Good counter. Let me see how close to Forsberg was on this shot. Let's see. Oh, dude, he hit the crossbar. Oh, God, he was so close. He should honestly, Emil Forsberg should have scored that goal. Emil Forsberg should have scored that goal. Nick says, great show. Nick, listen, man, I'm going to send you an invite if you want to come by for a minute. Your boy Adam, he was asking about you. He wanted to know what was going on. He said he wanted to talk to you about where you've been, because he wanted to talk to you about the LA Galaxy succeeding, because he knows obviously you host the Voices of Black and Gold. Appreciate you for Jaden the man says, you're right. This is a classic. Man, this has been a great game. Honestly, this has been, what a nice save by keeping inbounds by Joseph Paintsil. Oh, good defending, man. Look at the defending. Good defending by the Red Bulls, keeping them in this game. Very good defending. I know that they had the 2 goals, but they really tightened things up in the second half. Much better performance in the second half. I sent Nick an invite. We'll see if he's able to swing by even for a few seconds. Oh, what a pass to Peck. Oh, Peck just wide. Peck cannot get lucky tonight on can't finish any of his chances tonight. Just wide, hitting the post. Wow. Well, I also think the USMNT fans are happy to see less MLS lifers in the national team due to Greg's inflation. Infatuation, with them. I think Poch will be much harsher in rating them, and by the way, Marco Royce is coming on to make his MLS Cup final debut with the LA Galaxy, coming on for Brugman. Tar Heel says, and some of the best players from home nations start their youth career straight into the English system instead of their respective nations. Wingcake says Mexico's beat era was 98-06, and the USMT usually still beat them. Most of their players were Liga MX apart from 14-18. I didn't think MX has been better than the USA apart from the league. Wow. This is, I hope, hey, listen, I hope you guys are entertained by this game. This has been been one of the best, like I said, it's been one of the best MLS Cups I've ever seen. Oh, what a pass from Paintsville to Royce. Wow. Guys, this is intense. There's less than 15 minutes left of the MLS Cup final. It's 2-1 LA Galaxy over the New York Red Bulls. Instant classic. Two biggest markets in MLS in the United States going at it for the final to see who wins. What a man, this has just been everything you could want. This game has not been boring whatsoever. And I think you are someone put it in the chat earlier, but I think you're starting to really see the Galaxy missing Ricky Puig in the second half, or towards the end of the first and in the second half. You're starting to see the difference that he would have made in this match. And obviously, also too, you maybe help unlock Gabriel Peck. Gabriel Peck's really struggled to find the back of the net in this game. Had some good chances too, really good chances. I just think about that goal that Emil Forsberg should have scored. Honestly, he really should have scored that goal. I mean, it was just wide. Oh, Icar says Joey Foster sent me over here. I just subbed to you. Looks like some great content. Nick, appreciate you for stopping by, checking out the stream. Also appreciate my good friend Joey Foster for recommending me to you, I should say. What's crazy too about this New York Red Bulls team is they're playing with a lot of young guys, like academy guys or homegrown players. It's what makes what they're doing. Oh, Ayla very close with the header, or the chester. Looked like he hit it with his chest. This New York Red Bulls team is impressive, guys. It really is. They just need to add a piece or two, and they really could make a difference. They really could be something special. And they really tried this offseason to sign, or this summer, to sign another player to help out, like a Timo Werner or someone like that caliber, and they just weren't able to seal the deal. They really, if they can add one or two more big pieces, and I think they have one DP spot open, if I'm not mistaken. They could potentially have two if they can buy out Van Zier or maybe sell him. And Diego Fagundes coming on for Dejan Joveljic. I think that they could be a serious contender in the Eastern Conference. I really do. Now, who's been the MVP of this match? Who has been the MVP of the MLS Cup so far? Is it Joveljic? Is it Paintsville? Is it Brugman? Who do you guys think has been the MVP of the MLS Cup final? It's a tough one. I think maybe you'd have to give it to... I think you might have to probably give it to Joveljic. Kirk H says, "Hi everyone. Joey Foster just told me about your channel, so I subscribed. When Joey says do something, you just kind of do it." Appreciate you for stopping by, Kirk H, for the live watch along for the MLS Cup final. I think we are. Let's see. Let's check this out real quick. So many subs we are away. So we're 68 subs away from 5,000. We are getting close, man. 68 away from 5K. Getting closer and closer, hitting that goal. I think we could hit it by the end of the day. Bare minimum, hit it by tomorrow, especially if we post a recap. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and like the stream down below. Appreciate you all coming in here to watch the MLS Cup final for me or with me. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. It's been a great, great game. There's 10 minutes left plus added time. LA Galaxy up 2-1 over the New York Red Bulls. Do we see another goal this game? Do you think anybody's got one left in them? I thought maybe the Galaxy would be able to score one more, but they've kind of stagnated a little bit. They've been a little unlucky. Red Bulls have been threatening. Is there a goal left in this game? I think there could be one left. Forsberg definitely needs some help, though. You know, the Galaxy also have a U22 spot open, so they could sign another talented player this offseason. Looks like he's subbing someone else in. Hope the USMNT can get a signature win against Spain or Argentina. Like, it would be cool to get that signature win on the road. Dreamer says, Joey sent me a subbed up. Good luck getting to 5K. Appreciate it, Dreamer, for stopping by. Appreciate the support. Hopefully we hit 5K sooner than later. Only 67 subscribers away from 5,000. So close to getting there, guys. It's been a great first year for this channel. Really appreciate you all supporting me and helping us grow and making it worth it. Hope you guys enjoyed the content as much as I enjoy making it for you guys. '82nd minute, 8 minutes left plus add time. LA Galaxy up 2-1 over the New York Red Bulls. Do they have a goal left in them? Galaxy are kind of like in a rut. Like, sometimes we talked about when they don't score that first goal, they kind of play a little, don't want to say awkward, but kind of tense. Don't really have things opened up. They play uncomfortable. They scored that first goal, then they kind of opened things up. And when the Red Bulls scored that goal, from that point forward, the Galaxy have started to play uncomfortable again. Like, they're playing like they haven't scored. Oh, what a pass to Gabriel Peck. Is he onside? Time Capsule says dropped in to give a sub. Joey said you're close to 5,000. Appreciate you for stopping by and giving me a sub. Appreciate all the support. We're getting closer and closer. We're like 65, 66 now away from 5,000. Hopefully we can hit that number very soon. I appreciate my good friend Joey Foster for recommending you guys over to the channel. And I appreciate you guys for supporting and subbing to the channel. 7 minutes left in this game. LA Galaxy up 2-1 over the New York Red Bulls. Guys, if you're an LA Galaxy fan, you're starting to feel pretty good. You're starting to feel like this could be the first championship you lift in a decade. First championship you lift in 10 years. You're sixth. You're sixth. Now, I'm going to look this up real quick. I'm going to see what the I know that the DC United is number 2 with 4. Let's see. Who's number 3? Is it tied for second place? Let's see. Okay, so Columbus has 3. So Columbus is in third place with 3 MLS Cups. The Galaxy would be 3 MLS Cups ahead of the third place, and they'd be 2 ahead of DC United in MLS Cups. This is the 10th appearance by the Galaxy in the MLS Cup, too. So the LA Galaxy have played in 10 of the 29 MLS Cup finals in MLS history. So most winningest MLS team by far in MLS history, the most historic club. And hopefully, if the Galaxy do win this game, hopefully this kind of puts the pressure on LAFC to do a little better, because I think LAFC is kind of stagnated, and you guys know how I feel about Steve Cherundolo. I'm not a big fan of Steve Cherundolo. I think he needs to go. I think he holds LAFC back. So hopefully, if the Galaxy win this puts pressure on LAFC to be a better version of themselves. Yeah, Lewis Morgan has been a huge disappointment in this game. They got to have players to step up in these big matches. Oh, what a pass from Emil Forsberg. Is it Nealis? Who was that? Number 17. Just make sure. Harper. Yeah, Harper couldn't find. It was a good pass by Emil Forsberg. You just see the difference. They just need more of that. Sandro Schwartz, man. Bravo. Great performance this season. Looking for a third of the Galaxy to seal the deal to win their first MLS Cup in 10 years. Oh, great passing. Great play by Paintsel and Marco Royce. Oh, good tackle by John Tolkien. Tar Heel says, are you planning on fixing the Discord link or the Discord server deleted because of disciplinary issues? No, I'll make sure to follow me on Twitter. If you do at MLS Moves, the same at. Follow me on Twitter, or I'll post a link in my community notes so you can join. Also, guys, listen, we have a membership. We have a community for the channel. I don't know why you can't see it, but there is a description or a link in the description below to join the channel to be a member. When we get a couple more members, I'm going to be do some members only live streams, members only videos. Try to do maybe some Q&As. I'm trying to get the membership. I don't think it's easy to find, or some people haven't seen it, but I do have a community that you can join. It's only something like $2.99 a month. And when we have some more members, I'm going to do some members only live streams. So make sure you become a member if you haven't already. Check that out. I'll drop it. There's a link in the description to where you can join it. And if you can't find that, I'll make sure to put a link in the community tab later. Joey Foster says, many thanks to my friends who dropped in and gave a sub. That is awesome. An awesome channel. Joey, thanks, man. I appreciate your support. You're a good friend, and I appreciate you helping me out all these times. Garces has a head injury. Did he get? Didn't see the collision. Let's see. Oh yeah, it looks like he got an elbow to the head. Looks like Garces got an elbow to the head. I'll be curious if Yoshida retires after this game, if they win, and Jalen Neal will slide into his spot. We don't need that UFC stuff in MLS. 3 minutes plus extra time. Still plenty of time left. Fox is slightly ahead of Apple TV. I'm seeing plays like 30 seconds ahead. Don't spoil it if you see anything crazy. If you can, Wing Cake. Just try not to spoil it. I'm watching on Apple TV. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Got to get the tweet ready just in case, or either way. Mo, what's going on, man?
Not much. Did I tell you how much I hate these early games?
Say that again. You cut out a little bit.
Do you know how much I hate these early games?
I'd say probably a lot.
Yes.
Messes up with the family time.
It sure does.
Hey man, listen, I'm just happy. Hey, better late than never though. What's your thoughts on this? It looks like the LA Galaxy are going to they're giving Ricky Puig a standing ovation. What is your thoughts about the LA Galaxy looking like they're going to win their 6th MLS Cup?
Well, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I thought first 20 minutes it was going to be over, but then they came back from by one. But I don't know. It looks like now they're.
Hey, your mic is breaking up a little bit. It's choppy a little bit, and your screen's frozen. Say it again.
Is that better now?
A little bit.
Yes.
Still a little choppy.
All right. Yeah, I do not like this early. So let's see. Is that better now?
No, it's still a little choppy.
Oh my goodness.
Technical difficulties are the worst, huh?
I don't know. It only happens once in a while.
I think it might be. B says it might be the. It might be the Wi-Fi.
Oh, I have 2 gigs of internet, but
Let's see. Do you see a connection problem in the top left? Do you see like
nope.
6 minutes of added time?
Yeah, but I don't know. It looks like that LA is probably going to protect that 2-1.
I think so too. Hey, try to leave and rejoin and see if that fixes it. Or actually, you look good now. Say something.
Is that better now?
Yeah, I think it's better. Say something else. You look better. Like you're not stuttering.
Awesome. I don't know what's happening. Is that better?
It's a little choppy. Maybe unplug your cable and plug it back in the for the mic, the XLR cord.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. It's good enough at least. It's good enough at least. So yes, 2-1. Like you said, you probably felt good about the Galaxy. You and I have watched every Galaxy game together. When they score early, they normally win. But the Red Bulls, Mo, did a very good job of adjusting. This is where the good management comes in. Limiting. When you saw them score 2 goals in 13 minutes, you probably thought, oh no, here we go again, right? This is going to be another beating by the Galaxy. But it wasn't, man. The Red Bulls did a really good job of limiting that.
Yeah, and I thought, but then after that, I always remember the whole 2-0. When you lead 2-0 way too early, it's usually a recipe for disaster. But it looks like LA kind of managed that a lot better. But I did see the halftime interview for Vanny where he was like, I don't really want to protect the 2-1. I want to score more. So I was expecting maybe a little bit more going forward and maybe another goal before the end of the game.
Are you surprised by anything that you've seen in this game?
Not so much. Other than looks like maybe Painter towards the end of this game, it was a little MIA compared to what he did in the first half, where that's when they were most dangerous. Because now it looks like Peck is doing and Jovic are doing like all of the work. And Red Bull, as usual, they are being the stronghold, right? So they're like,
oh, wow. You know that, and the Red Bulls have had chances, man. They've had chances to to score in this game, and they honestly that one chance that Emil Forsberg had where he was a little right. I mean, this is a good team, man. I just keep thinking, and Jalen Neal's coming on for Paint, so I would assume that they're going to park the bus here, prevent them from scoring. But the Red Bulls are just a piece or two away, Mo. You saw the promise, you see what they could do. I think they're missing that one or two pieces that could really put them over the top. But even though they're losing this game, they should be very proud of what they've done this season.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that their center back just drops right before kickoff.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, that does not help when you knowing
Reyes,
that he's
right?
the one that scored pretty much to bring you to the final.
But I will say there's the Swedish U22 they have. I think it's Noah Ela. He's good. Right. He's had a really good match against the Galaxy. He's actually they have done a very good job, Mo, of eliminating Gabriel Peck in this game. He's scoreless on the sheet. He hasn't been able to find the back of the net. Looks like McCarthy got hurt there. Could be wasting some time though. Who is there? Anybody that sticks out to you that should be MVP? I mean, I see Paintsel might. I think Brugman has a case. It feels like there's not been a certain player that's really stood out in this game. There's been a lot of good, decent play for the Galaxy.
I would still say maybe Peck most likely should be the one, especially that the goal he scored, which made it 2-1. But it looks like he's been the most active.
Peck has?
Yes.
So Paintsel scored the second goal and Jovic scored the first goal. So
Yeah,
Peck
but if
hasn't.
you look, they're all guarding Peck, and every time he has the ball, he's either passing someone or he's being fouled.
Yeah.
It looks like he's almost sort of like the Ricky Puig playmaker.
Yeah. They're trying to
he's
shut him
not there.
down.
The Red Bulls are putting everything.
Yeah, I feel it, man. It is so tough to lose an MLS Cup. I feel for the Red Bull fans if this result holds. I feel for them. But they made it. Oh, Ricky Puig. Oh, he's taking the suit off.
He knows he's about to go celebrate.
Does that, man? How bad does that hurt, Mo? To be the most important player on the team and get hurt, not be able to play in that final. How bad do you think that hurts?
I'm sure
Not be
for
out
him
there with his
probably
brothers.
it's hurt. I think probably more towards kickoff. But I think it's maybe if they would have lost, it would have hurt more than if they would have or when they're about to win it. I think that's when you can see that missing piece. But he did most of the work for the entire season. So
Looks like it's gonna be the final chance. We got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And pretty much only 20 minutes of that game determined the entire 90. Oh.
Is that over?
Yes.
It's offside.
Is.
It's not the final whistle. It's offside.
Yep, he's there. Oh, they told him back up.
A little premature, right? Premature celebration.
They're still going to play that across the pond.
Man, they're probably going to add another extra 2 minutes because of that.
Mm-hmm. And if Red Bull scores, that would be a whole nother story. Yep, offside.
Yeah, offside for sure. "30 seconds asked what Taylor Twellman just said. Wow. The anticipation, man. People are about to lose their mind, man. 10 years, Mo. I asked you the other day, I said, where were you 10 years ago, man? I've been thinking about that. It's just crazy.
2014.
2014, man, is the last time this team won an MLS Cup.
I have no clue where I was doing. And it was
somewhere far from where you're doing right now, though, right? Completely different. No, the family, most of the family wasn't around. Probably a couple, your kids. Different Mo 10 years ago.
Wow, I was probably still playing rec soccer then. I was probably in better shape too.
I think we all were in better shape probably 10 years ago, hopefully, right?
Yes.
There it is. LA Galaxy are your 2026 MLS or 2024, MLS Cup champions. They return to glory after 10 long years, Mo. 6th MLS Cup. Will Kuntz has done it. Built a team to a winner. Man, what a
crazy old stars to do it.
John McCarthy's crying right now.
Hey, dude, I think he probably is the only one that can say he owns LA because he won trophies with both.
He is the only one to win with both, and he, man, winning 2 MLS Cups in 3 years is crazy too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he earned it.
This is crazy.
Well,
tough loss though
and it's rare when you have the number. Technically, they are the number one team. LAFC took it by chance, and the projected team to win it and to go and win it, that does not happen often. So they pretty much did the trifecta.
I said this before. I'm gonna post this on Twitter too. The LA Galaxy winning this MLS Cup, Mo, after so long would be like Manchester United beating Man City for the Premier League after so long of not winning it.
Yeah, or the top 6 to beat them. Yeah, pretty much.
I only say Manchester United because it's the crosstown rival, and they obviously have that history of winning so many league titles, and they've been stagnant for the last 10 years. But man, Mo, this is I got to go in a second because it's my wife's birthday. We're going out to eat, but before I let you go, I want to get your final thoughts. Take your time. Let me know what you think. What does this mean for the league? What does this mean to you? And at the end, obviously, tell people where they can follow you at.
I think what it does for the league, I think it put an asterisk now why Miami probably was not the right choice to be at the Club World Cup. Because I have a feeling that this LA team would have done better for that. Personally, it's a team in the West. Hey, the way I see it, I don't have anything city related, but there's some in the background. But we are one of the few teams that could say we beat LA in their best season back. So we beat the champs.
You beat the champs.
Yes.
And this is good for the league, right? Is this good to have your champion back on top?
Yes, and technically, and we all know who LA Galaxy is. Even when I was in France, that didn't know MLS, we knew who LA Galaxy was because of London and all that. So, yeah, I think it's just one of those things that shows, one of the bigger markets, and the guy that has his name on a trophy keeps it at home.
I think it's a big deal. I think that the LA Galaxy fans should be celebrating this.
Yep.
And the fans obviously are ecstatic right now. Happy for everybody that's in attendance to watch history after 10 long years. Mo,
long time.
Before I let you go, my friend, where can the people find you at?
Mo Football TV and Mo Football Podcast everywhere. So it's a lot of changes and a lot of new things coming up very, very soon. So exciting.
Check them out. Check them out. And Mo, this is the last game of the season, man. It's going to be, we're heading into the off season. It's going to be a while before we do another live stream. Watch along at least, right? No more MLS games till February.
Not for MLS, but there will be a lot more watch along for other leagues.
For sure. For sure. My friend, I appreciate you for coming on. Until next time, guys. Look, we didn't hit our goal too. I say this. We didn't hit our goal 5K. We came up I think we're 62 short, but that's okay. We'll hit it sooner than later.
It's still December.
I appreciate exactly. I thought we'd hit it by the game, but listen, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the final with me. It's been a great season in the first year doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed the content, and thank you guys for the support. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.